Right, Gia, they are calling this an informational picket. Members of the Minnesota Nurses Association are heading this up. They say no one is taking time away from their job in order to attend, and patient care will not be affected. So here are their main requests. They want more personal protective equipment, including fresh masks and gowns. Also, the union claims workers who have tried to protect themselves on their own from COVID-19 have faced retaliation. So they're calling for that to stop. Just yesterday, they took these concerns to lawmakers during a remote House committee hearing, and many of them shared stories about having to reuse or rewear protective gear that they would have otherwise thrown away.
Just 3 months ago, if I were to utilize respirators in the manner which I am being told I have to now, I would no longer be allowed to work at United Hospital.
I dread the day that I have to stand in front of the media to report out the first death of a Minnesota nurse because they weren't properly protected at the bedside.
It's at 6 o'clock tonight, and once they get to the Capitol, there will be a program which will be streamed live. And we are told that those who plan to attend in person will be practicing social distancing, standing 6 feet apart, and that they have agreed to wear masks.
Yeah,
Gia?
and you can bet we'll have this covered on air and online here at KARE 11. Kaya, thank you.